welcome to Hanoi. We've just landed in from Taipei, so let's go. We landed in Hanoi at 5 p.m. The immigration lines were a little long but moved pretty fast. To get to our hotel, we booked a private airport transfer. We're staying at the Latte Hotel for our 3 nights here. First impressions of the hotel is that it has a really lovely view of the city, but the service could be better and the rooms do need an update. After settling into our room, we headed to a restaurant within our hotel for dinner, Tim Ho Wan. This is not a Vietnamese restaurant, but since we're really tired, we wanted somewhere close so we could retire for the night as quickly as possible. After dinner, we headed to an ATM to withdraw some cash. Although many places here take card, our tour guide suggested we have cash ready for tips. Good morning. It is day 5 of our Asia trip and our second day in Hanoi. It is about 6:30 a.m. My sister has gone. She's gotten ready and she's gone over for breakfast. I've just stayed back so I could get ready. I don't feel like having a super heavy meal now as it is. We have an entire day of exploring, so I want to get ready properly. I just finished straightening my hair with the Dyson straightener. Absolutely loving using it. I love how you don't have to have it like plugged in as you use it. I have just been charging it when I'm not in the hotel and then using it during like the morning and stuff. And I have actually quite been liking it. I do recommend it to use it on the version where like it's not plugged in, so just use it on battery mode. The battery, I have to be honest with you, it really doesn't last that long. But for me, just because I have super like fine hair and I also don't have that much hair, it doesn't take me that long regardless to straighten my hair. I think it'll take me like 5 to 10 minutes. Everything we're doing with a tour guide, who also has like access to a car, which is very, very convenient, of course. And I also love like when we're traveling and we have like a car and a tour guide. One, you get to see a lot of stuff and you're on a schedule. You can't get distracted or lazy. And then the other thing is that you can keep stuff in the car, so you can overpack. So I'm gonna bring like some of my other, like my Insta360 and some other camera equipment today and just keep it in the car. I just washed my face, brushed my teeth, and then got changed. I'm gonna do my skincare now. I tried to make some coffee in the room, but they don't have just black coffee in the room. They don't have like an espresso machine, or they don't have like a little sachets, which I found is very, very odd. Usually it's like a standard thing, even like the most basic hotels will have it. My first impressions of this hotel, that it has an amazing view over Hanoi. However, I would say like a pretty basic hotel. I mean, I'm comparing it to some of my favorite hotels, which was the Four Seasons in Tokyo. I loved the JW Marriott in Peru. I love the Grand Hyatt in Singapore. So I'm comparing it to those hotels. And I've never stayed at a Lotte property before as well. So also not sure of like just how like the services, the amenities and everything would be. But I would say that I wouldn't probably stay at a Lotte property again, but still a lovely hotel to stay in. Like I don't feel like, oh, it's dirty or something is old or something like that. It's just like, it's not going to be one of my favorites and it doesn't make me excited to stay at other Lotte properties in the world. That's just my opinion. Everybody has like different kind of things that they like or not like. So you might come here and decide like, you know what, this is not worth the view. Or you might come here and think like, this is 100% worth it and the service to you is perfect and just like how you like to be served, I guess. So completely just like based on opinion. You might have a different experience or likes or dislikes and like context than I do. It's my coffee, I think. All right, got my little double espresso. Just gonna wait for it to cool and I'll finish my mascara and have it. So that's my first impression of the hotel. I do love the fact that it's connected to this department store. I always enjoy hotels like that. It'll just be like a nice way to like, if at the end of the day we just want to go out and do something and explore, just be a nice little thing for us to do. I'm gonna also list our itinerary for all the things that we're doing
if we end up liking the tour guide today and if she's okay with it, I'll also leave like all her details and all of that down below as well. It's gonna be like a PDF, completely free. Just, I'm not a professional like travel blogger or travel agent, but I want to share with you guys everything that we did because so much effort literally goes behind planning these trips, and I want to just share some of our ideas and things like that with you. But it'll just be a great way for you to get an idea of how to build your trip as well. And if you want to do like the countries that we're doing, all of like our route and stuff will be there, so it'll be easy for you to kind of like pick stuff around, because not all like the flight connections, especially between Laos and the other countries, are not that great. So we did have to be a little like tricky about it as well. So if you also download the PDF, it's for the entire 2 weeks of our trip, so you can kind of go forward and see everything else we're going to be doing. I'm also completely done. By the time I've posted this, the trip is going to be over, so I feel safe kind of like sharing all of our itinerary and all of that information as well. All right, it's 7:23. I'm going to catch you guys just before I head out. I have to quickly pack my bag and meet my sister.
We arrived at our first stop of the day, the Incense Stick Village. And I emphasize stick here because it's literally what it is. Not the end product, the incense that we burn, but the stick. There are many places within the village that you can visit and that are set up for tourists and taking photos. The one we went to, I'm putting up on the screen right now. The village is nice, but definitely a tourist and Instagram trap. I really thought from most of the photos I saw online that this was a field of endless incense, but it kind of just looks like a parking lot. There were queues to take your shot at the more popular angles, and there's a platform you can climb up to take some better shots. I'm going to contrast and show you some of the more aesthetic videos I was able to take here. Here are some of the photos my sister took of me on her camera. We had to really work for these angles where the background couldn't be seen. We did get a little sneak peek of the process of dyeing the sticks, and honestly, I think I would have liked this experience more if the history and significance of the Incense Stick Village was highlighted a little bit more. If you are serious about photography or really want to get great content here, I would suggest to at least spend half a day to explore, because there are many businesses that have a similar setup. It would be worth it to look around and find the most aesthetic place. Some places you may have to pay a fee for photography and give tips to the workers. For us, it was included in the cost of the tour. Next, we're heading to the Fishing Trap Village, which is about a 90-minute drive. This is a family-run business. Our guide Jenny scouted this business for us after my sister mentioned to her that she would like to take some photos of something like this. And Jenny did a lot of on-the-ground research to find someone who would be willing to open up their home and their business. This was such a beautiful experience. The couple were so lovely and welcoming. And even though this was not set up for photography, everything had that boho chic aesthetic of 2017 Instagram. This visit didn't cost us anything, but we did give tips to the business owners, the amount which was recommended to us by Jenny. We spent about 30 minutes here. We would have loved to stay longer, but it was so hot, my sunscreen had melted and was running into my eyes. Our next stop is lunch, and Jenny is hosting us at home. Our final stop of the village tours is the Soy Sauce Village. This is the one that we visited, and I highly recommend visiting with a tour guide or someone who speaks the local language, because you do need to communicate with those who work here to explain that you're here to explore and want to take photos. Jenny was able to talk to the business owner for us, who asked the ladies who work here to literally come and pretend to do the steps so we could take the photos. We did pay tips here as well. There were again ladders here which you could climb to get a better shot, and you did have to work and find a good angle. I've seen the photos on social media, and again, I feel like they do make it seem like an endless field of these clay pots of soy sauce, which really isn't the case. You definitely can get lovely pictures here. You may just have to manipulate the angle. This was the last stop of the day, and now we're heading back to the hotel. We're making a quick stop for banh mi at Banh Mi Bread. We both got the chicken banh mi with lemonade. Something that really surprised us was the banh mi was served warm, which I've never had. This was so good. Banh mi is a pretty popular to-go food in Sydney and very affordable, so I used to have it all the time when I was in uni. But this is the best I've ever had. 5 stars from me. The bread is crunchy, but light and soft, and the filling was so flavorful, and a perfect balance between the bread and the filling. The lemonade went perfectly with it. We had a little rest at the hotel and now we're headed to a restaurant called Backstage at the Capella Hotel. We weren't really sure what to order, so we asked the staff and they recommended us a few items to try. We ordered the fresh, deep-fried, soft shell crab rolls, seafood and green mango salad, bun cha Hanoi, steamed red tilapia. After we ordered, they served our drinks and some lovely warm bread. As we dug into our bread, someone came over with a pickle cart where we got to select a pickle of our choice. This was honestly such a nice touch. Let's dig into our starters. I'm going to start with the crab rolls. These tasted so fresh and were so delicious. I love the contrast of the warm fried crab and the freshness of the veggies. This was served with a tamarind dipping sauce and all of it together was perfect. Definitely a 5-star dish. The salad was lovely and the ingredients fresh, but not really a standout for me. I think because the crab rolls already were so fresh and light, the salad really didn't add anything. It was nice, but not flavorful and a little lackluster. 3 stars. We've never had bun cha before, but oh my god, this was amazing. We didn't know how to eat it, but the hotel manager came over and guided us through it. The meat was super juicy, the broth flavorful, and all the extra condiments you can add means you can balance the dish exactly how you like. This dish was 5 stars for us. I can't believe I've gone all my life without having bun cha. Our last main was the tilapia, and this was definitely skippable. Although it was good, it was really forgettable after the bun cha. This dish was 3 stars from me. We're back in the hotel room. It was such a busy day. A lot of it was car travel because between each of the locations we were spending at least an hour in the car. So I only have around like 4,500 steps for the day. It was in some ways like a good rest day, but still felt really busy and I'm still so tired after that day. Right now I have to shower and just get ready for bed, and I think we also have to chat about what we want to do tomorrow. Tomorrow is our free day in Hanoi. We're going to be exploring the old city, the old town, the old quarter, and we don't have a solid plan for that yet, just like some ideas of what we want to do or some places we want to see, but I think we're going to sit down and just make like what we're going to do in the morning for lunch and in the evening as well. I've also already cleansed my face, but as you guys would have seen in the video, just today, because today was such a rough day outside, my skin is probably like super duper grimy. I'm just going in with the Dr. Dennis Gross Extra Strength Daily Peel. I at minimum will use 1 on like a travel day, like usually like the flight coming in and then also like the flight coming out, and then at least like once as well. But today, since it was such a grimy day, I wanted to use an extra step with my skincare routine. And then I'm gonna top everything off with this Clinique Moisture Surge. I've been using this for a really long time. I do love Clinique as a brand. I know they don't get as much like love online, but it's like a tried and tested and just like OG good brand. All done. Excited about tomorrow. It's going to be such an exciting day. Some good food, lots of good exploring as well. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye. Today is day 6 of our trip. We have a full day in Hanoi today and we want to use it to explore the old quarter, do some souvenir shopping, have some more banh mi and bun cha if we can find it, and check out Trade Street. The main way we're getting around Hanoi is with Grab, which is a Singaporean app like Uber. It's pretty affordable, but most of the cars here are on the smaller side. For this ride, I think we selected a Grab Comfort or Exec ride, and this car is pretty snug. We're headed to Coffee First today at Cafe Jiang. You have to walk through this hallway and up the stairs to get to the main cafe, which has been open since 1946. This cafe claims to have invented the egg coffee when there was a milk shortage caused by the war. So that's what we're here to try today. The menu is pretty extensive with a lot of different drink options, both hot and iced, if you don't want to try the egg coffee. There's hardly any food options here, so keep that in mind. We ordered 2 egg coffees and my sister also ordered the milk bread. The seating is a little uncomfortable. It is very low with your knees hitting the table and no back support. Our egg coffee arrived and our server suggested you mix in all the layers very well before taking your first sip. I'm pretty nervous to try this coffee. It is made with chicken egg yolk, Vietnamese coffee beans, sweet condensed milk, butter, and cow cheese. It doesn't smell of egg, and the texture, just by looking at it, is quite creamy and a little thick. When I initially researched the egg coffee, it said it was safe to drink if you're lactose intolerant. My first impression is that you definitely get an eggy aftertaste. It's super creamy and not bad. It just didn't really sit right with me, and I double checked with the server and she informed me that the coffee does have dairy in it, so I stopped drinking it. My sister loved the coffee so much, she also had mine. I thought it was good, but I wouldn't order it again, lactose intolerance aside. 3 stars from me, but just really a personal preference because I was really put off by the egg aftertaste. I ended up ordering an iced black coffee instead, and this was really strong. Cutting in my sister's reaction to the coffee because you can really tell how strong it was. But this was good coffee. It really hit the spot, and I give it 5 stars. Our next stop is the Note Coffee. The Note Coffee is a cafe located in Old Quarter of Hanoi. It's a multi-story cafe that serves drinks and a small selection of food. We order some iced tea here to enjoy after souvenir shopping. The cafe gets its name from the millions of notes you can see plastered on the walls, doors, and ceilings. There are many rooms you can sit in, but try to get something near a window for the view and a fan because it can get pretty hot in here. The iced tea here was delish, 5 stars. You can also write your own note and add it to the walls, which we both did together. We spent a little bit more time here before heading back out to continue souvenir shopping and exploring Old Quarter together. One thing I do want to mention is about the ATM withdrawal limits. We needed cash for a few of the transactions here, but many of the local ATMs have a withdrawal limit of 2 million dong, which is about 78 USD. The only bank we found that had a higher withdrawal limit was HSBC at 10 million dong. There are so many cute shops in Hanoi to shop from. I wish we reversed our itinerary a little bit so we had Hanoi as our last city. We're trying to hold off on shopping as much as we can because we do have a 23-kilo baggage limit for our next flight. This was our favorite shop. They had the cutest souvenirs. I've included the exact location for this in our itinerary. Right next to this was an amazing foot massage place too, which we loved and was much needed. After our massage, we headed to a famous Banh Mi place called Banh Mi 25. Unfortunately, when we got there, it was closed, so we headed to a place nearby called Hoang Viet. Apologies if I'm not pronouncing any of these names correct. We both ordered the Banh Mi and some drinks. The Banh Mi here was really good. I would give it 4 stars. I still preferred the Banh Mi from yesterday. The bread was soft and crunchy on the outside, and the filling was plenty, but a little dry. If you're in the area, I do recommend you give this place a try. We are back in the hotel room. It is 3:50. We decided to come back and put down all of the little bits and pieces we shopped and just kind of reset and refresh a little bit. I want to show you guys everything that I bought out and about today. The first place we went to is called Art Book, and this is all in the Old Quarter, and I picked up this little print. Next thing I picked up was this coloring book it's called Wonderful Vietnam. It's still from the Art Book store, and it has like all of these little pictures of Vietnam and then these parts where you can color. They also gave a set of pencils with it for free, so that was really nice. But my daughter, she is very much now into like coloring, and she has a little art station, so it's just something that I want to add to that. Obviously, I know she's not going to be able to color in all of these like teeny tiny lines and all of that, but just something cute to add to her collection, better than like random plastic toys, I thought, and hopefully she'll enjoy using it. This is not, I didn't get these. This is what my sister got. She got these like holographic little postcards, which I thought were really cool. She said that she plans on sending them from when she gets home, so we don't waste time like around here looking for a post office and all of that. But they're really, really cute, and they're like not like a cardboard material. I think it must be like some kind of finish on it because it's like feels pretty tough, so it's not gonna get damaged when we send it. Also got a little magnet for my fridge. I initially, for like when I started traveling, I was like, I'm not gonna collect souvenirs. They are a waste of space. We never have anywhere to put them. And then just on our last Europe trip, I decided I want to have some kind of memorabilia around the house that like
of travel, and I decided to start collecting magnets of everywhere, every new country that I'm going to. And I also decided that I want the magnets to either be something that's food related or something with like the cityscape. And this one has some of like the old style buildings and then like and the train in between. So I think this is a train street that's really famous on Instagram, which we're actually hopefully will get to go to today. We're situating you guys over here so you can see some of the stuff that I bought because they're clothing items. This was my outfit of the day. I'm not sure if I got to show you guys before I left. This is like a little crochet top. I didn't try it on in the store, so let's try it on together. The sleeves for this one and the back is crochet, and then the front has a little bit of embroidery, and it's like this really thin, I want to say like linen or cotton. It looks like this. I probably can't wear it yet. We can wait for a couple of weeks and see if it fits. Definitely can't wear it now, but hopefully in a few days, in a few months or weeks, it'll look a little bit better. This one's a little bit better because I guess it doesn't have that cotton or that linen front, so it just has a little bit more give. I think this one I could probably start wearing from now. I have a green and white dress. That is, I think, for our little haul. Where are we gonna go next? We're gonna go down maybe in like an hour or so when it just cools down a little bit. We're gonna go check out Train Street, gonna have some more banh mi, and then I think just buncha, and then gonna go to a mall and just like chill out, be somewhere cool for the rest of the evening. Tomorrow we have to leave pretty early, so I definitely don't want to have a late night tonight. I need like several hours to wind down, so I really dislike it when we're out really late because it takes me at least like 2 or 3 hours to wind down from the day. So if we come back at 11, I haven't started to like be sleepy until like 1 or 2. So I'm hoping we can be back early. We also have to pack up today, so I actually might do the packing up now, so I don't have to do it at nighttime. See you guys in a little bit.
We're here at Train Street. You've probably seen this street all over social media by now, but if you haven't, this is literally a street with train tracks running straight through it. On either side of the tracks, there are cafes where you can sit, have drinks, food, people watch, and see the train go past. Train Street is located in Old Quarter again, and there are 2 streets you can visit. We're visiting the tracks along Phung Hung and Tran Phu Street, which is the longer one at 600 meters. The tracks were built by the French in the 19th century and are still operational to this day. The train runs a few times a day, but we found the schedule online not to be very accurate. When we arrived, we took a stroll down the street, shooting our photos until we found a cafe that we wanted to wait at. There are a lot of really nice cafes to choose from. If we came here again, I would definitely choose a cafe that had an upstairs seating area for a better view. We ordered some food and drinks while we waited for the train. I think we waited for about 2 or 3 hours here, and it is a nice way to spend the afternoon if it wasn't so hot. When the train arrives, it does come fairly close to you. The locals make sure they move everything out of the way and tell you where to stand. Everyone also gets up to take videos and pictures, so there will be someone in your shot. We are back in the hotel room. I am all packed and ready to go, showered in my Hanoi pajamas. I'm going to be wearing this tonight and one more night for the cruise at Halong Bay. Tomorrow we are getting picked up at 7:30 in the morning, and then we have a one-night cruise in Halong Bay. That is going to be a separate vlog. I'm going to link it up here. It's going to be posted a few days after this one, but I'm really excited. It's going to be my second ever cruise. Now I want to get to my favorite part, which is ranking all of the activities that we did in Hanoi and giving you guys a little recap. The first activity that we did was the day that we landed. We went to after we checked into the Lotte Hotel, we did dinner at Tim Ho Wan, and I actually think doing this at the end of the stay is a good idea because I get to have like a lot more perspective, because the evening that we had dinner at Tim Ho Wan, I was like, definitely go to Tim Ho Wan, definitely check it out. But now at the end of the trip, I would say go to Tim Ho Wan when you are in Hong Kong. When you are here in Hanoi, definitely go out and have like local food, because the local food is actually so
delicious. It is so fresh, and there are so many good places. There's an abundance of amazing places to go and eat that are all like really highly rated. We loved having Banh Mi. We would have Banh Mi like a few more times if we could. It was both of our first times trying bun cha, and we absolutely loved it. We loved all of like the fresh spring rolls. We loved the deep fried spring rolls, all of the stir fries. Like 10 out of 10, so good. And I would say, even though I love Tim Ho Wan, it's always like a 4 or 5 star rating for me. When you're in Hanoi, a definite pass. Go ahead and go out and try the local cuisine, especially around Old Town. It is so good. On the second day, we did 3 activities during the day. The first was the Incense Village, the second was the fishing net village, the fishing trap village, and the third was the Soy Sauce Village. And I love all 3 of them for photography purposes. The Incense Village, to be honest, I would probably rate it the lowest, maybe like 2 out of 5 stars. I would say if you want to go there to take this Instagram photo, then recommend it. Spend a little bit more time there because there's separate, like lots of different little areas or people's businesses that you can go to where they set it up for you to go and take photos. So give yourself at least like 2-3 hours there so you can go around and try to find the best one. Hire a private guide to take you there so they can do all the negotiation and talking with the businesses there. You do need to tip, and then like just go around and try to find the best place, because I felt like the place that we went to was not the best place and we didn't get the photos at the end of the day that we wanted. So the place that we went to, maybe like a 2-star, 1-star rating even. But if you're interested in taking that Instagrammable photo, I would say it's a definite go. But I would have also been okay if I skipped it, to be honest. So that's something I'm kind of on the fence about. The second place was the fishing net village, and the place that we went to, the person's home and the person's business, was absolutely beautiful. It was so aesthetic. That was definitely like a 4 or 5 star place for me. However, it is a little bit far away, and unless you're really interested in taking that photo, I'm not sure if I would recommend for you to go. It might have just been like also kind of like our tour, but it's not like I felt extremely connected to the place where I learned so much and my mind like was open. It was just like we got this really lovely piece of content and really lovely footage and some amazing great photos. 4-star place for me, but there's like pros and cons to it. Next was a Soy Sauce Village, and again I think I would rate that like 2 or 3 stars. Again, beautiful place. If you're gonna go there for photography, it's a definite go. Like in terms of photography, I would say it's a 4 or 5 star, but in terms of like overall like travel and experiences, I would say it's pretty low on my radar. And unless you want to be taking photos there or a bunch of content there, it's a pass. But in terms of creating content, interesting photos, interesting scenery, yeah, definitely go for it. That night we got back to the hotel, then we had dinner at the Capella Hotel at a restaurant called Backstage, and the food there was so amazing. It is more expensive, obviously it's at the Capella, so it is more expensive. I think it was 2023 1 Michelin star or Bib Gourmand, I'm not quite sure, but the food there was so good. That is where we tried the bun cha, and we both kind of fell in love with it. It was so good, the food there. Highly recommend the deep fried crab spring rolls, and trying out the bun cha as well. Today, which was our last day in Hanoi, we went and explored Old Village. We went to Cafe Jiang, I believe it's called, to try the OG egg coffee, and I got to have a little bit of it, and it was really delicious, and also like a nice experience as well to sit on those low tables. It did hurt my back, but that was a 5-star thing for me, and I would definitely say go there in the morning and have some egg coffee, or I think they also have like the version with just like the condensed milk, or I had the black coffee as well, so that was really nice as well, and highly recommend. That's something that's not to be skipped. Walking around Old Town, souvenir shopping, 5 stars, love that. With even the humidity, it was so good. So definitely something you should not skip as well. Do what we did, do the souvenirs, pop into different shops, get a little foot massage, and it was a really nice way to spend our last day in Hanoi. After that, Train Street. I love the vibe of it. I would definitely say it was like a 4 or 5 star. I'm disappointed in my own shooting skills there, but it was still so much fun, and it was pretty hot. We're here in June, so I would say it was like everywhere else it wasn't too bad, but I think maybe because we were sitting there for so long, it did kind of like the heat kind of did get to you. But I didn't feel like, I thought there was gonna be a mad rush after the train left for everybody to get out and it would be unsafe, but it didn't feel like that. And it was just like a nice way also just to spend the afternoon. So like I would say definitely go there, grab like in the evening time, kind of like what we did. Maybe see like that sunset time was really nice, or maybe try even go in the morning, have some coffee, have a drink or something, just wait for the train, chat with friends, sit somewhere that will have like access to a fan, because where we were sitting there was no fan there as well. So that was a good time. And lastly, the hotel that we're staying at, the Lotte, I would say that this is probably like a 3-4 star rating for me, maybe a 3, but I probably would not recommend that you stay here. The view is really amazing, but when we were exploring Old Town, we kind of understood why everybody recommends staying in Old Town, and the vibe of Old Town versus here is completely different. And I would say I definitely recommend going there and staying in Old Town. Really great food options there, lots of things that you can go around and do. Yeah, I would recommend skipping on somewhere like the Lotte and then definitely staying at a good place in Old Town. All of my tech is currently charging. I have my Insta360 batteries charging, but that is it for our Hanoi vlog. If you guys liked the video, please do give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't yet, subscribe. My Halong Bay vlog, I'm gonna put it up on the screen, so go ahead and watch that next, and I'll see you there. Bye.